Dr. Valtheri's forearms moved quickly across her medical scanner as the emergency signal pierced through space. The distress call came from a strange new species called humans who had somehow found their way into galactic territory despite their basic technology. "Commander, we are getting the message," said her assistant Kriva, his purple skin changing to a worried orange color. The holographic screen showed a human ship called Harmony's Edge, floating helplessly near some broken asteroids. Captain Jinsu's voice came through the speakers, sounding tired but oddly calm for someone about to die. "This is Captain Jinsu of the human ship. We have been badly hurt in a mining accident. Many of my crew are dying. We need medical help right now." Dr. Valtheri had treated 17 different alien species in her long career. She knew that all species followed the same basic rules when hurt badly. Get the healing rooms ready, prepare all the standard emergency treatments. When the human shuttle connected to their medical ship, Dr. Valthari expected to find barely alive creatures close to death. Instead, she met Chief Engineer Min Ho, who was walking into the medical bay. He had a huge cut across his chest, and his arm was clearly broken and hanging wrong. "Thank you for coming so fast," Minho said in a steady voice despite his obvious pain. "We have 3 crew members who are really hurt, but we kept them alive during the trip here." Dr. Valtheri's scanner started reading Minho's injuries, but the numbers made no sense. Her instrument said this human should be unconscious from losing too much blood, but he was not only awake but helping with the medical emergency. "You are walking," she said in shock, her translator having trouble with her disbelief. "Yeah, it hurts badly, but I can handle it," Minho said, making a face as he pointed to the treatment area. "Hyunwoo over there got hurt the worst when a metal beam hit his chest. Doyan has some inside injuries, and Minji was closest to the explosion." Dr. Valtheri followed Minho's look to where the other humans lay on medical tables. Her scanners immediately began checking their conditions, and what she found broke every rule of medicine she had learned in 200 years of practice. Hugh Ainwoo, who had supposedly been hurt the worst, was awake and trying to sit up despite having many broken ribs and what looked like a damaged lung. His oxygen levels were dangerously low by galactic standards, but he was breathing on his own and even trying to joke with the medical staff. "Hey, Doc," Hunwoo wheezed, looking right at Dr. Valtheri. "I know I look pretty beaten up, but I have had worse. Remember that time on Kepler 442b when the air processor exploded? This is nothing compared to that." Dr. Valtheri's medical scanner was now showing error messages. According to the readings, this human should have been dead 20 minutes ago. The damaged lung alone should have stopped him from breathing, but Hyunwoo was not only breathing, but staying awake and talking clearly. Doyon, a human with inside injuries, was showing even more impossible signs. The scanner showed massive bleeding inside his body, damaged organs, and severe trauma to his stomach area. By all medical logic, he should have been unconscious and dying quickly. Instead, he was asking Medical Officer Kriva about the alien, food, machine, and whether it could make something called kimchi. "I know this might sound strange given what happened," Doyan said, his voice slightly strained but remarkably clear, "but I have not eaten in 12 hours, and inside bleeding always. Makes me hungry." "Is that normal for humans? I never really noticed before." Kriva's skin shifted to a confused green color. "You are hungry? With those injuries?"
Yeah, weird, right?
Gin always said I had a strange appetite. But it was Minji who truly destroyed. Dr. Valtheri's understanding of biology, the human female had been closest to the explosion, and her injuries were deadly by any galactic standard. Multiple broken bones sticking through skin, severe burns across 30% of her body, probable head injury, and what looked like serious internal damage. Yet, Minji was not only awake, but actively helping check her own medical condition. "The burns look worse than they feel," Minji said, looking at her own injuries with a clinical coldness that shocked the medical staff. "Second degree mostly, maybe some third degree on my left arm. The broken bones are clean breaks and will heal. Fine. I am more worried about the head injury symptoms. I am seeing some strange things and having trouble with balance." Dr. Valtheri stared at her scanner, then at Mingi, then back at her scanner. "You are analyzing your own injuries. Basic field medicine training, Mingy replied with a weak smile. All human explorers learn it. We cannot always count on finding medical help in space, but according to my instruments, you should be unconscious. These burns alone should have put you into shock. Mingy shrugged, immediately regretting the movement as pain flashed across her face. Yeah, it hurts. But shock is mostly in your head, right? If you know it is coming and prepare for it, you can push through. Dr. Valtheri's worldview began to crumble. Everything she knew about treating injuries, about how bodies respond to damage, about the basic rules of biology itself, was being challenged by these impossible humans. As the alien medical team tried their standard treatments, they discovered their first major problem. Nothing worked the way it was supposed to. The healing chambers designed to speed up cell repair in all known species had no effect on human tissue. The pain medicines that should have made the humans unconscious barely seemed to register. Even their basic life support systems were rejected. By human biology, within the first hour, something even more impossible began happening. The humans started healing themselves at rates that defied all known science. Dr. Valthari had been a medical doctor for over 200 years. But the past 3 days had broken everything she thought she knew about biology. The human crew of the Harmony's Edge had not only survived injuries that should have killed them, but were actually asking to go back to work. Absolutely not, she said firmly as Captain Jinsu walked up to her in the medical bay. Your crew members had terrible injuries. They need at least 6 weeks to get better, maybe longer. Dr. Jinsu replied patiently. Hyunwoo is asking when he can help fix the mining equipment. Minho is complaining that his arm itches because the bone is healing too fast. Doyan is hungry again and wants to know if your food machine can make something called bulgogi. And Minji, he pointed toward the human female, who was doing what looked like physical exercises. Minji is doing push-ups. Dr. Valtheri looked over at Minji, who was indeed doing some kind of physical training. Despite having terrible burns and multiple broken bones just 3 days ago, the burns had faded to barely visible pink marks, and the broken bones were healing so fast that her medical scanner was having trouble keeping track of the bone repair. That is not possible, Dr. Valtheri muttered, checking her scanner again. Bone healing does not work that way. Tissue repair does not work that way. Nothing works that way. Hey, Doc, Minji called out, stopping her exercises. Is it normal for healing bones to feel this itchy? It is driving me crazy. Medical Officer Kriva, who had been watching the humans with a mixture of wonder and fear, came over with his latest readings. Dr. Valthari, the human female's bone density is now 20% higher than when she arrived. Her bones are not just healing, they are getting stronger. That is impossible, I know, but look at the scans. Dr. Valtheri studied the bone density readings, comparing them to the first scans taken when Mingy had arrived. The broken bones had not only healed, but had created stronger bone structure at the break points. It was as if the human body was using the injury as a chance to upgrade itself. No, Dr. Valthari, came another voice from across the medical bay. It was Hyunwoo, who was now sitting up completely and breathing normally despite having a damaged lung. I hate to bother you, but I am having some weird side effects from whatever healing process is happening. What kind of side effects? She asked, immediately worried that the human's impossible recovery was finally showing bad results. Well, I can hold my breath for almost 10 minutes now, and my lung capacity seems to have increased by about 30%. Is that normal, doctor? Valthari stared at him. You can hold your breath for 10 minutes? Yeah. Want me to show you? Before she could stop him, Teen Wu took a deep breath and held it. Dr. Valtheri watched her scanner in amazement as his oxygen levels stayed stable. Far longer than should have been possible. When he finally breathed out, 9 minutes and 47 seconds had passed. My lung got punctured, right? Yunwil asked casually. I figured my body just rebuilt it better than it was before. Humans are pretty good at that. Pretty good at. What? Adapting, improving. Improving. Getting stronger from stuff that should kill us. Dr. Valtheri was about to answer when Doyan walked over, moving with none of the careful steps she would expect from someone who had suffered massive internal injuries. Doctor, I have a question about human digestion, he said. Ever since my internal injuries healed, I can eat pretty much anything without getting sick. I mean, I could always handle spicy food better than most species, but now I can literally eat your emergency food paste without any stomach problems. You ate the emergency food paste? Kriva asked, his skin shifting to a shocked purple color. That is only meant for extreme survival situations. It is barely digestible even for most species. Yeah, it tastes terrible, but it did not bother my stomach at all, Doyon replied. Actually, I am still hungry. Do you have any more? Dr. Valtheri pulled up Doyun's medical file on her scanner. According to the first scans, he had suffered damage to his liver, stomach, and intestines. The latest scans showed not only complete healing but improved organ function across the board. Your digestive system is now 30% more efficient than when you arrived, she said, barely believing her own words. Cool, Doyon said with a grin. That explains why I'm so hungry all the time. My body is processing food faster. But that is not how biology works, Dr. Valthari protested. You cannot just become more efficient. Evolution does not work that fast. Maybe not for most species, said Minho, who had been listening to the conversation while looking at his completely healed arm. Humans evolved on a pretty hostile planet. We had to get good at adapting quickly, or we died. Dr. Valtheri turned to face him. What do you mean, hostile planet? Well, Earth is not exactly what you would call a garden world, Minho replied. We have got extreme weather, dangerous predators, poisonous plants, natural disasters, radiation, exposure, diseases that constantly evolve to try to kill us. Most species would consider it uninhabitable. That is ridiculous, Kriva said. No species could evolve on a planet that hostile. We did, said Captain Jinsu simply. And it made us very good at surviving things that would kill most other species. Dr. Valthari was beginning to understand, but the implications were staggering. Are you saying that humans evolved specifically to survive trauma? Not just survive it, Minji said, finishing her exercises and joining the conversation. We get stronger from it. Every injury teaches our bodies how to handle similar injuries better. Every poison we survive makes us more resistant to similar poisons. Every disease we fight makes our immune system smarter. That is why your standard medical treatments do not work on us, Hainwu added. Our bodies are designed to handle problems internally. External help just confuses the system. Dr. Valthari felt a chill run down her spine. You are saying that humans become stronger from experiences that would kill other species. Pretty much, Doyon said cheerfully. It is why we are so good at exploring dangerous places. We do not just survive hostile environments, we adapt to them. And the more hostile the environment, Minho continued, the more we adapt. It is like our bodies are constantly upgrading themselves based on whatever challenges we face. Dr. Valtheri looked around the medical bay at the 4 humans who should have been dead or, at minimum, recovering for months. Instead, they were not only healthy but clearly stronger than when they had arrived. Medical Officer Kriva, she said slowly, contact the Galactic Medical Coalition immediately. Priority Alpha transmission. What should I tell them? Dr. Valtheri looked at the humans, who were now discussing whether they could convince the food machine to produce something called Korean barbecue. Tell them we have encountered a species that does not just survive trauma, they use it to become stronger. Tell them that everything we know about biology might be wrong. And tell them, she paused, the full implications hitting her. Tell them we may have found a species that is biologically designed for warfare. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Medical Coalition happened within hours of Dr. Valthari's report reaching the main authority. Representatives from 47 different species gathered in the clean conference room aboard the medical station sanctum. Their various forms of communication created a loud mix of clicks, whistles, and sounds that the universal translator struggled to understand. Dr. Valthari stood at the center of the room, her 4 arms pointing toward the holographic displays, showing the medical scans of the human crew. The data was clear, but the meaning was terrifying. The subjects show impossible biological responses to trauma, she reported, her voice carrying across the room. Complete healing from injuries that should have resulted in death, improved organ function following damage. and adaptive responses that suggest intentional biological engineering. High Medical Coordinator Zexthul, a massive creature with 18 tentacles from the Kraken Nebula, raised one of his appendages. Dr. Valtheri, are you suggesting that these humans are artificial creations? I am suggesting that their biology is too perfect for warfare to be natural, Dr. Valtheri replied. They recover from injuries by becoming stronger. They adapt to poisons by developing immunity. They survive in hostile environments by evolving resistance. This is not evolution, this is engineering. Medical Representative Thylera, speaking for the HiveMind Collective, buzzed her disapproval. This species was designed for warfare. Why do they present themselves as explorers? Perfect trick, said Battle Surgeon Crickstar from the U.S. Warrior Caste. They appear peaceful while being biologically designed for conquest. Their entire crew should have died from those injuries. Instead, they became stronger. What happens when they encounter our species in conflict? Dr. Valtheri activated another hologram, showing the healing rates between humans and the 17 other known species. If a human loses a limb, they adapt by becoming stronger in their remaining limbs. If they are poisoned, they develop immunity. If they are exposed to radiation, they become resistant. Every form of damage makes them more dangerous. Where are these humans now? Asked Coordinator Zexthul. Still aboard my medical vessel, Dr. Valtheri replied. They have been asking when they can return to their exploration duties. They seem genuinely confused by our medical procedures. Of course, they do, Crickstar growled. They are maintaining their trick. I recommend immediate containment and study. I disagree, said medical ethicist Vinhara, her crystal form pulsing with concern. We have no evidence of hostile intent. Their actions suggest genuine exploration, not warfare. Their actions are not important, Thylara buzzed. Their biology is the threat. A species that becomes stronger from trauma is a biological weapon by definition. Dr. Valtheri was about to respond when her communicator made an urgent sound. Excuse me, coordinators. I am receiving an emergency message from my medical vessel. The voice of Medical Officer Kriva filled the room, his words causing immediate alarm. Dr. Valthari, we have a situation. The humans are asking to leave. They say they feel fine and want to continue their exploration mission. Are they contained? Coordinator Zexthul demanded. They are not prisoners, Kriva replied, confusion clear in his voice. They are patients. But they are insisting they are fully recovered and ready for duty. Show them the containment protocols, Crickstar ordered. I cannot do that, Dr. Valtheri protested. They came to us for medical help. We cannot suddenly declare them prisoners. You can if they are biological weapons, Thylara pointed out. Dr. Valthari looked around the room at the assembled medical professionals and researchers. Fear was clear in every gesture, every posture, every color change and sound pattern. The galaxy's greatest medical minds were terrified of 4 injured humans who had asked for help. Medical Officer Kriva, she said into her communicator, please ask Captain Jinsu to join us for a formal interview. Tell him the Galactic Medical Coalition would like to learn more about human biology. I will ask, but I should mention, they are all exercising again. The one called Minji is doing something she calls martial arts training. She says it helps her healing process. The room erupted in alarm sounds from dozens of species. The idea of an injured being doing combat training was beyond understanding. She is doing combat training while healing? Crickstar demanded. According to her, physical stress improves the healing process, Kriva replied. She says humans heal faster. When they are active, impossible, Dr. Valtheri whispered. Rest is essential for healing. Activity should slow recovery. Not for humans, apparently. They are all asking when they can return to their duties. Coordinator Zexthul's tentacles moved in agitation. Dr. Valthari, bring the human captain here immediately. I need to understand what we are dealing with. 2 hours later, Captain Jinsu appeared in the transportation bay of the medical station. Dr. Valtheri was struck by how completely normal he appeared.
Oh.
No signs of the stress or concern that would be expected from Yi, someone whose crew had suffered such severe injuries. Thank you for inviting me, Jinsu said politely, as Dr. Valthari escorted him to the conference room. I hope we can clear up any confusion about human biology. We are grateful for your medical help, even though it turned out we did not need it. You did not need it? Dr. Valtheri asked. Well, human medicine is a bit different from what you practice, Jinsu replied. We are used to handling our own injuries. But we appreciate the gesture. When they entered the conference room, the assembled representatives fell silent. Captain Jinsu looked around at the various alien forms with curiosity rather than fear. Impressive. Gathering, he said. Is this about establishing medical procedures for human-alien interactions? We would be happy to share our medical knowledge. Coordinator Zexawell leaned forward, his massive form dominating the space. Captain Jinsu, we need to understand the nature of your species. Your biology suggests intentional engineering for warfare. Jinsu's expression shifted to confusion. Warfare. We are explorers. We have never engaged in warfare with any species. Your crew survived injuries that would kill any known species, Crickstar accused. They became stronger from trauma. This suggests biological weapons development. With respect, Jinsu replied, you are misunderstanding human biology. We did not become stronger from trauma. We healed from it. That is what humans do. No. Known species heals by becoming stronger? Thylara buzzed. No offense, Jinsu said, but you have not studied human biology before. Every species is different, right? The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Finally, Coordinator Zexthul spoke. Captain Jinsu, you are describing a species that is biologically designed for warfare, whether intentionally or not. No, Jinsu said firmly. We are describing a species that is biologically designed for survival. There is a difference. Is there? Crickstar demanded. What happens when your species encounters resistance to your exploration? Captain Jinsu's expression grew serious. We adapt. We overcome. We survive. He paused, seeming to realize how his words sounded. But we do not conquer. We explore. We learn. We grow. And if threatened, Thylara pressed. We survive, Jinsu repeated. By any means necessary. The room erupted in alarmed sounds from dozens of species. Captain Jinsu looked around in confusion.
Ow, did
I say something wrong? Dr. Valthari had spent the past weeks studying every aspect of human biology with a growing sense of fear. The Galactic Medical Coalition had voted to classify humans as a potential biological threat while they investigated further, and she had been given the job of determining the true nature of their impossible body functions. Captain Jinsu sat across from her in the medical bay, patiently answering questions while his crew continued their miraculous recovery. The burns on Mingi's skin had completely disappeared, leaving no trace of scars. Hyenwu's lung capacity had increased by 40%. Doyan's digestive system was now capable of processing toxic substances that would kill most species. Broken arm had healed with bone density that exceeded normal human standards. Captain, Dr. Valtheri said, reviewing her latest scans, I need to understand something. Your crew's medical files show that these kinds of injuries have happened before, unfortunately? Yes, Jinsu replied. Space exploration is dangerous work. We have all been injured multiple times, but according to these records, each injury seemed to make you more resistant to similar injuries in the future. That is normal for humans, Jinsu said. It building immunity or developing resistance? It is how we survive. Dr. Valtheri activated a holographic display showing human medical records from their entire space exploration program. Captain, I have been analyzing injury reports from all human space missions. The pattern is consistent. Every injury, every exposure to hostile environments, every encounter with toxins or radiation results in increased resistance. That sounds about right, Jinsu agreed. We get tougher as we go. But that is not how biology works, Dr. Valtheri protested. You cannot just become immune to radiation by being exposed to it. You cannot develop resistance to toxins by being poisoned. You cannot increase bone density by breaking bones. Why not? The simple question stopped Dr. Valtheri cold. Because... because that is not how evolution works. How does evolution work? Species adapt over millions of years through natural selection. Beneficial traits are passed on to offspring. It is a gradual process that takes countless generations. That is one kind of evolution, Jinsu said. But what if a species evolved in an environment where waiting millions of years for adaptation meant death? Dr. Veltheri stared at him. What do you mean, Doctor? May I show you something? Jinsu activated his personal datapad, displaying a three-dimensional model of Earth. This is our homeworld. The image that appeared before them was unlike anything Dr. Veltheri had ever seen. The planet was a swirling mass of violent weather systems, volcanic activity, and what appeared to be constant geological upheaval. This is a Classum planet? She asked, not believing what she saw. Barely, Jinsu replied. Earth is what we call a death world. The weather systems alone would kill most species. We have hurricanes with wind speeds over 200 kilometers per hour, tornadoes that can destroy entire cities, temperature changes that can swing 60 degrees in a single day. Dr. Velthari studied the atmospheric data. The radiation levels, constantly changing due to solar activity and atmospheric conditions, Jinsu confirmed. We evolved under a star that regularly sends out radiation bursts that would sterilize most planets. How is that possible? We adapted. But we could not wait millions of years for genetic adaptation. We had to adapt within our own lifetimes, or die. Jinsu expanded the display to show Earth's biological diversity. Every species on our planet is trying to kill every other species. The plants produce toxins that would kill most galactic species. The animals are armed with claws, fangs, venom, and aggressive territorial instincts. Even the microscopic life forms are constantly evolving to overcome our immune systems. Dr. Veltheri felt her understanding of biology shifting. You are saying that humans evolved to adapt in real time? We had to, Jinsu replied. A human child who breaks a bone develops stronger bones. A human who survives a poison develops immunity to similar toxins. A human who endures radiation exposure develops resistance to future exposure. We do not just heal from trauma, we use it to become stronger. But that is impossible, Dr. Veltheri whispered. No, said Minji, approaching after completing her daily training routine. It is just unusual. May I? Jinsu nodded, and Minji took over the display. Dr. Veltheri, what is the most dangerous thing on your homeworld? Either or not really. Any dangerous things? Some weather changes, I suppose? On Earth, everything is dangerous. The water can kill you if you drink too much or too little. The air can kill you at high places. The ground can kill you through earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or unstable terrain. The plants can kill you through toxins, allergens, or physical trauma. The animals can kill you through hunting, disease transmission, or territorial aggression. Hyunwoo joined the conversation, his breathing now stronger than it had been before his lung injury. Do not forget the microorganisms. We are constantly fighting off bacterial infections, viral infections, parasitic infections, and fungal infections. Our immune systems are basically at war 24 hours a day. And the other humans, Do-Yan added with a grim smile, we are social creatures, but we also compete for resources. Human history is full of conflict, warfare, and competition. Dr. Veltheri looked at the assembled humans with growing understanding. You are saying that your entire species evolved under constant threat of death. Not just threat, Minho said, flexing his completely healed arm. Constant actual death. The majority of humans throughout history died from violence, disease, environmental hazards, or resource competition.
Only the most adaptable survived to reproduce.
And the most adaptable, Jinsu continued, were those who could learn from trauma, develop immunity from exposure, and become stronger from stress. That is why our medicine does not work on you, Dr. Velthari realized. Your bodies are designed to handle problems internally. Exactly, Minji said. External medical help actually interferes with our natural healing processes. We heal better when we are active, stressed, and challenged. But that makes you, double quotes, the implications hitting her. Dangerous? Jinsu asked quietly. From a biological perspective, yes, Dr. Velthari admitted. A species that becomes stronger from trauma, more resistant from exposure, and more adaptable from stress. That is the profile of an apex predator. We are apex predators, Hyunwoo said simply. On Earth, we are the top of the food chain. But that does not make us monsters. It makes us survivors, Minji added. Survivors can choose to be explorers instead of conquerors. Dr. Velthari looked at the four humans who represented a species that had literally evolved to survive anything the universe could throw at them. They were living proof that evolution could create biological perfection, not through millions of years of gradual change, but through constant adaptation to immediate threats. Dr. Velthari Jinsu said gently, "We are not weapons. We are just humans trying to explore the galaxy and learn about other species. The fact that we are hard to kill does not mean we want to kill others." "I understand," Dr. Velthari said. "Slowly, but you must understand how this looks to other species. You are biologically superior to every known life form in the galaxy. Superior at surviving," Jinsu corrected. "That does not make us superior at living." Dr. Velthari stood before the assembled Galactic Medical Coalition for the second time. In 2 weeks, but this time, her presentation would be very different. The holographic displays around her showed detailed scans of Earth, human biology, and evolutionary data that had taken her team days to compile and understand. "Esteemed colleagues," she began, her forearms gesturing to the data surrounding. "I stand before you today to present my final findings on the human species. What we initially interpreted as biological warfare engineering is, in fact, something far more remarkable and far less threatening." High Medical Coordinator Zexul leaned forward with his 18 tentacles, writhing with anticipation. "Dr. Velthari, have you determined whether these humans pose a threat to galactic peace?" "I've determined that humans are not weapons." Dr. Velthari replied firmly. "They are survivors. There is a crucial difference." She activated the first hologram, showing Earth in all its violent, chaotic glory. This is the human homeworld. By galactic standards, it should be classified as uninhabitable. The radiation levels fluctuate wildly. The weather systems are catastrophically violent. Every life form on the planet has evolved specifically to kill every other life form. Medical Representative Silara buzzed with confusion. "Any species evolve on such a world?" "By becoming the ultimate survivors," Dr. Velthari replied. "Humans did not evolve to be warriors. They evolved to be nearly impossible to kill. Every aspect of their biology is designed around one simple principle: adapt or die." She showed comparative healing rates between humans and other species. "When we break a bone, we must rest and heal slowly. When humans break a bone, their bodies rebuild it stronger than before. When we encounter a toxin, we either die or survive unchanged. When humans encounter a toxin, they develop immunity. We heal despite trauma. Humans heal because of trauma." Battle Surgeon Crickstar from the Warrior. Cass spoke up. "This still makes them dangerous. A species that becomes stronger from every injury is a threat in any conflict." "Only if they choose to be," Dr. Velthari said. "And this is where my investigation became truly interesting." She activated a new display showing human space exploration records. Humans have been exploring space for decades. In that time, they have encountered 17 potentially hostile situations with unknown dangers. In every case, their response was the same: avoid conflict, seek understanding, offer assistance. "That proves nothing," Crickstar growled. "They had not encountered other intelligent species?" "Actually, they had," Dr. Velthari said, surprising the assembly. 3 times humans encountered what they believed might be intelligent alien presence. Each time they attempted communication and withdrew when contact seemed impossible.
Not?
Once did they attempt to use force or claim territory. She brought up Captain Jinsu, who had been waiting in the transportation bay. As he entered the conference chamber, the assembled representatives fell silent. "Captain Jinsu," Dr. Velthari said, "would you please explain to the assembly why humans explore space?" Jinsu looked around at the various alien forms, his expression calm and open. "We explore because we want to learn. Our planet taught us that the universe is vast and dangerous and full of things we do not understand. We could stay home and be safe, but we would never grow. We would never become better than we are. And when you encounter resistance, Crickstar challenged. We adapt, Jinsu replied simply. But adaptation does not always mean fighting. Sometimes. It means finding a different path. Sometimes it means learning to communicate. Sometimes it means accepting that we are not welcome and leaving. But you could fight Thylar oppressed. Your biology gives you advantages, so we could fight. Jinsu admitted. But fighting is what we did on Earth when we did not know better. Out here we want to do better. Dr. Valtheri stepped forward. This is what makes humans truly remarkable. They're biologically equipped to survive any conflict, but they choose to avoid conflict whenever possible. They're the ultimate survivors, who have chosen to be explorers instead of conquerors. Medical ethicist Vinhara pulsed with interest. Dr. Valtheri, what are you recommending? I recommend that we welcome humans into the galactic community, Dr. Valtheri said. It's not as a threat to be contained, but as a unique resource to be valued. A resource? Coordinator Zexthul asked. Think about it, Dr. Valtheri said excitedly. We have planets that are too hostile for colonization. We have diseases that resist all known treatments. We have exploration missions into dangerous space that result in terrible casualties. Humans could help us with all of these challenges. She activated displays showing various galactic problems. The toxic atmosphere of Kepler 438b that kills our colonists. Humans could adapt to it. The radiation storms near the galactic core that destroy our ships. Human crews could survive them. The plague on Proxima Station that resists all our medicines. Human immune systems could develop treatments. You are suggesting we use humans as biological tools, Crickstar said with disgust. I am suggesting we partner with humans as equals, Dr. Valthari corrected. They get to explore dangerous places that satisfy their drive for discovery. We get access to environments and solutions that were previously impossible. Captain Jinsu smiled. Dr. Valtheri, that sounds like exactly the kind of partnership we hoped to find when we left Earth. We want to help. We want to contribute. We want to be part of something bigger than just our own species. But, he added, his expression becoming serious, we also want to be understood. We are not weapons. We're not monsters. We're just humans who happen to be very hard to kill. Coordinator Zexuel was quiet for a long moment. His tentacles moving in what Dr. Valtheri had learned was deep consideration. Finally, he spoke. Dr. Valtheri, prepare a full integration protocol for human inclusion in galactic society. Captain Jinsu, welcome to the galactic community. We have much to learn from each other. As the assembly dispersed, Dr. Valthari approached the human captain. Captain, I owe you an apology. We feared what we did not understand. No apology needed, Doctor, Jinsu replied with a warm smile. Fear of the unknown is natural. Understanding comes with time. Indeed, Dr. Valthari. Agreed. And I suspect we have much more to learn about what makes humans truly remarkable.